Okay, hi unique soulies. I hope your A Course in Miracles journey is going really well. I'm so happy to hold this container for you. And you know that you can always leave your comments, ask questions in the comment section. You can like the videos. And by the way, I'm happy to announce you that I will actually publish an ebook about our limiting beliefs, the changing energies in the world, how can we prepare better for our internal space, the consciousness, for the incoming energies. So I'm really happy to announce that there will be also free mini guidebook options, so you can check that out if you like. We are going to study lesson 11 today. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. This is a very important lesson actually. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Jesus now explicitly draws the connection between our thoughts and what we perceive, so that the reason nothing we see around us has any meaning is that what we are supposedly seeing comes from a thought that has no meaning. This lesson clearly expresses that cause-effect relationship. This is the first idea we had that is related to a major phase of the correction process, the reversal of the thinking of the world. It seems as if the world determines what you perceive. We could add what you feel, what you think, your emotions, your problems, etc. Yeah, so that means what you feel is also meaningless, right? Or what you think, your emotions, your problems. I perceive two people having a fight, for example, because they're fighting. Or my body feels cold because the temperature is below freezing. That is how the world thinks and how everyone experiences the world. However, if all this comes from our thoughts, part of the ego's dream of separation, it must be these thoughts that dreamt the freezing temperature and the bodies that react to it. Our sensory apparatus, therefore, proves us there is a world that is independent of us, and that we are the innocent victims of events beyond our control. This surely does not mean we are to feel guilty if we are discomforted by a bitterly cold day. It simply means we should realize we are cold because we identify with the body, which in turn means we identify with the ego's thought system of separation, of all of which is meaningless. Again, today's idea introduces the concept that your thoughts determine the world you see. They also determine the world that you experience. Be glad indeed to practice the idea in its initial form, for in this idea is your release made sure. The key to forgiveness lies in it. This is an extremely important statement. Jesus is telling us simply to listen to him and practice this idea in its initial form. He is implying that he is going to build this up over the course of the year of workbook lessons and through our systematic study of the text. That is how we learn forgiveness. I cannot forgive a world what is real. That is real. I cannot forgive a world that is real. I cannot forgive others for what they have actually done, regardless of the seeming effect it has had on me. I can forgive you only by realizing I am the one who put you in my dream and it is my dream. That is the key to forgiveness and to the important definition in A Course in Miracles, that you forgive your brother for what he has not done to you. Actually, according to my experience with the Course and so many other consciousness work that I have done, I can give you a very important, tricky tip. There is no such thing as forgiveness. I know that right now it might be really difficult to understand, really difficult to comprehend this concept that what are you talking about, Melike? Like, what does it mean there is no forgiveness? But actually, what we perceive as forgiveness, it's not the real forgiveness. It's like, you have done wrong and I forgive you. Do you see that you're still acting like superior against someone else? That, they have done wrong, you haven't done wrong, so you're like superior than them. Just forgive them. You just think that, okay, you're still okay. I can still love you even if you have done wrong. But our real aim with the Course and with so many other, truthful teachings that exist in the world is that to understand, to be able to comprehend it, there is no such thing as forgiveness, because, hear me out, it's very important, I will underline it again and again, no one has done wrong. No one has done mistakes. There are always, like, the positive sides, equally negative influences or effects of what has been done, if you look at it carefully. Again, it's very difficult to comprehend. I know there's like a constant practice with this Course or with other methods, but to be able to really understand that makes you really feel real love for the other, real unconditional love. Other than that, you're just playing with the ego. The ego game. I forgive you. I'm superior than you. Blah, blah, blah. It's all, like, I prove that I'm better than you. And I have the power to forgive you because you are a piece of... This is still ego playing out. And actually our aim is to hear that, to observe this, there's this kind of thing playing out. It may very well be that the person has done a great deal to you or to others on the physical or psychological level, but on the level of your mind, he has done nothing, because he is nothing but a thought in your mind. Just as you, the victim of the victimizer, are also a thought in your mind. Victim and victimizer are one and the same. It should be noted that the mind, which antedates the temporal and spatial world, is outside time and space. As I discussed earlier in this book, time and space are but the projection into form of the mind's content of separation and sin, guilt, and fear. All this is implied here, though not stated explicitly. Indeed, Jesus did not have to state it clearly here, because that is the purpose of the text. The work's purpose is to have us begin the process of applying these ideas, and to begin to understand that what we think we see is not what we are really seeing. We see but a projection of thought within our minds, a purposive thought, as I mentioned briefly before, which ensures that our thought system wins out and Jesus loses. We are right and he is wrong. The separated world of pain and suffering witnesses to the fact we are right. That is why we made it the way we did. Now, to the gentle instructions for the day's exercise. The practice periods for today's idea are to be undertaken somewhat differently from the previous ones. Begin with your eyes closed and repeat the idea slowly to yourself. Then open your eyes and look about, near and far and up and down and everywhere. During the minute or so to be spent in using the idea, merely repeat it to yourself. being sure to do so without haste and with no sense of urgency and effort. So again, today's class is my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. So let's close our eyes. We are going to do the practice again together. I think this is more effective like this. Let's close our eyes. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Hold on the top. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale. Let it all go. Take another deep breath. Hold on your chest. Hold, hold, and let it all go. One last breath. Take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and exhale. Let it all go. Slowly open your eyes and look around. And close your eyes, and you can also put your hand on your heart. Keep your eyes closed and repeat it to yourself. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Slowly open your eyes now and look around. And slowly, when you're looking up and down, right and left, start with right maybe, keep repeating the class, the lesson. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Meaningless thoughts showing me a meaningless world. Meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. You can keep repeating the class by looking at around you, around the home, around the house, around the room, around the car, wherever you are. So you can just spend 1 minute or so by doing this. There is no urgency or effort. So we begin the exercise with our eyes open as we look around and then close them. Jesus again underscores that there is no difference between what we see and what we think. They are one, for the inner and outer are the same. Note again Jesus' instructions in ease and effortlessness. Pressure merely strengthens the very ego we are trying to undo. So there is no pressure. Jesus' words in the next paragraph underscores the process of mind training he is leading us through. To do these exercises for maximum benefit, the eyes should move from one thing to another fairly rapidly, since they should not linger on anything in particular. The words, however, should be used in an unhurried, even leisurely fashion. The introduction to this idea in particular should be practiced as casually as possible. It contains the foundation for the peace, relaxation, and freedom from worry that we are trying to achieve. On concluding the exercises, close your eyes and repeat the idea once more slowly to yourself. So let's close our eyes. So when you look around and say the clause to yourself, you can close eyes one more time. Take a deep breath. Slowly exhale. And keep telling to yourself, my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. You can keep saying that. As a tortoise taught us. Tortoise. My favorite animal. Slow and easy wins the race. Okay, with the rabbit and tortoise, you know the story. I really liked that story when I was a little girl. Jesus is setting the tone for our learning, undoing the ego's need to fight, struggle, and overcome even itself. He asks us to practice using terms such as unhurried, leisurely, casually, peace, relaxation, freedom from worry, and slowly. Our mind training should be as free from tension and conflict as possible. The final paragraph recounts the familiar instructions that gently urge us on. 3 practice periods today will probably be sufficient. However, if there is little or no uneasiness and an inclination to do more, as many as 5 may be undertaken. 3 to 5, whatever you're comfortable with. More than this is not recommended. More is not better, at least not in the thought system Jesus is imparting to us. If we can do 5 practice periods, fine. If not, then 3 will do. But let us not strive for more, Jesus says. I'm not in heaven keeping score. In other words, it is the content he's interested in, not the form. Quality, not the quantity. Quality, not the quantity. Okay, love you. Take care. Bye.